YouTube. Hi, hello. Good to see you again. I've been away again for a while, and as per usual, the usual rambling apologisms. But my videos are going to be pretty sparse from this point on, unfortunately, owing to just lots of things happening out there in the world. As some of you know from my last video, there is something very exciting happening very soon, which is the publication of my first short story collection, Strange Playgrounds, which is currently being edited away and refined and pruned and just made as pristine as I can possibly make it. By the way, for those interested, there is a competition surrounding Strange Playgrounds involving the potential publication of other materials that people make to promote it, so visual work and music and videos and stuff like that. This is being run by a very, very good friend of mine, Nick Hardy, via his Futuristic Productions photograph company, which I will leave links to down there. I'll also leave links to Dark Moon Books and Dark Moon Digest, which is who will be publishing my short story collection. More details as and when. But today, I feel I've done everything I wanted to do today. I've got all of my writing done. I'm sort of halfway through my editing, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I've done. And I felt inclined, I think it was after speaking to Ray, I Love Mess, the other day, about the topic. I feel inclined to do something I haven't done for a while. We were discussing the state of Transformers, of the bots, which is, for those of you who are new to my channel, haven't had a look back through, I'm a collector of Transformers. I really, really enjoy the robots in disguise, really like them. But of late, there has been a substantial and notable shift in the quality of toys. The lines that are currently running are the Prime line and the it's one of the Generations War for Cybertron lines, which is this bizarre, vague, ill-defined line that crops up now and again, which has lots of different types of toys all thrown in it. And having handled and played with some of the toys from those lines, I'm left distinctly underwhelmed. Now, there are examples in those lines of pretty fine toys, very well designed pieces that look very nice and which transform very well, which are articulate and interesting, but there are also examples of some of the most lazy-ass shit that Hasbro have ever come up with, particularly in the War for Cybertron line. There is some... the Fall of Cybertron line, sorry. There is some utter wank going on in that line. The jazz... The jazz is it's a joke. It's an utter joke. It's shameful. It's not only awful looking, the head is all big and bobbly, the arms are weird and stunted, the chest doesn't fix properly into the abdomen when it's in robot mode, so it flaps all over the place, but it feels like it's going to float away or just crumble in your hand. It's appalling. Utterly appalling. And it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all. I mean, at the moment, there are individual pieces from the Prime line which I think are very good. Things like the Vehicon drones, the flying one and the ground-based one. Those are lovely. Those are stunning, stunning toys. And then there is this bizarre, lazy-ass shit, like the Leader Class Prime and the Voyager Class Megatron, both of which are, frankly, awful. I mean, the Voyager class Megatron, it doesn't turn into anything. It's just this vague Cybertronian... It's a Cybertronian mode in all the worst ways. It's a Cybertronian mode in the sense that it doesn't turn into anything at all. It's just the robot mode opened up with wings to make it look vaguely jet-like. But because of the nature of the transformation, it is hollow. The whole bot is made up of these hollow, airy panels. So when it's in bot mode, it feels unbelievably fragile, and it's all held together by this central hinge, which may as well be made out of the remnants of half-sucked sweets. It is so fragile, and also there's no paint apps on it, and this is a consistent problem at the moment. The vast majority of new Transformers out there don't have paint apps, so they look unfinished. And considering the price tag we're being asked to pay, that is not something I'm particularly interested in at all. But as a result of that, the consistent disappointment of late, I've gone back to the lines I really, really love. I'm sort of relegated to the second-hand markets at the moment, and the lines I really love, as most of you will know, are the Beast Wars lines. Any of the Beast era lines, really. I love Beast Wars in particular. I think is the epitome of Transformers for me. Anyway, it's an entirely subjective thing, but I love the design of the Transformers from those lines. They're so distinct, they're so interesting. I also love the themes and the subjects. I love the fact that they're techno-organic, that they have organic components. They don't just turn into mechanical facsimiles of the beasts that they resemble. They actually turn into biologically functioning versions of the beasts that they turn into, which is really cool. It's really interesting. It adds an interesting dynamic to the Transformers and the way they operate with regards to the wider universe, and also in psychological and functional terms. It gives them anatomy and biology as well as technology. It makes them basically cyborgs, and that I find really cool. But in purely technical terms, the toys from that era are stunning. The plastic quality is generally amazing. The transformations, although there are examples of bad transformations, as you will find in any Transformers line, by and large are brilliant. They're amazingly inventive and interesting, because you're trying to get sort of curvaceous organic forms turning into robot modes. And the robot modes are generally interesting too. They look so distinct because they often have elements of the beast mode informing their details. And that very rarely happens with Transformers, certainly when you look in comparison to, say, Generation 1 or Cybertron or anything like that. What you usually have are bot modes that have bits of the alt mode hanging off of them, and sometimes in very clever examples they are incorporated such that they enhance the look of the bot. But very often they just hang off them and they don't look particularly good. Whereas Beast Wars, although it is the most kibble-laden line imaginable, there's lots of Beast Wars toys that have bits of Beast kibble hanging off them. Somehow it works. The designers have somehow generally made it work. Now, the thing I specifically wanted to look at today is something I love. It's something I've wanted for the longest time. I actually got Ray one of them for his birthday once, and I got it in hand, and I was like, bastard, I want to keep it. And I didn't. I gave it to him because that's just the way it is. You know, I like giving good gifts. I like giving gifts that people will be like, wow, will be amazed by. That's sort of one of my consistent tics at the moment. But this thing, I've wanted it for the longest time. I've been going to auto assembly for the last 3 years or so, wanting it, and haven't really found it until last year. And I got it for such a good price. I mean, this thing, it's a BotCon toy, which generally means fucking expensive. And actually, given what it is and what I got with it, it's not that fucking expensive. This is the box. Oh, just look at that. Isn't it beautiful? It comes in this wonderful stylized box, which is made to look like a book. It has all of the details on the back there, and this wonderful Predacon symbol, and these lovely scrapes down the front. And if we open up this lovely piece of work, you will see in there the bot himself. That is Predacon Sandstorm, who is a repaint of Beast Wars Scorponok. But more interesting to me, you have all of this wonderful detail. This is basically a journal written, I don't know if it's written by Sandstorm, I believe it is, but it details a sort of alternate future of the Beast Wars timeline where Sandstorm comes from. He's a really interesting guy, this Transformer, and this is just, if you're going to do a BotCon toy, an exclusive, this is the way to present them. This is for my money, the most beautiful packaging for a Transformer I've ever seen. It is the most successful packaging for a Transformer I've ever seen. You just get a sense of the weight of the character, which I absolutely love. And the interesting thing about Sandstorm here, he is a Predacon, so he is ostensibly part of the Predacons, and I like the Predacons because they're all bastards. They are, even above and beyond the Decepticons, they're utter wankers, a lot of them. They are self-serving, psychotic bastards for the most part. Sandstorm is one of those slightly unusual sort of exceptions that proves the rule, really. He isn't. In fact, Sandstorm is very well regarded even by the Maximals. The Maximals like him. He's a Predacon general. He's very high ranking. Very skillful as well, by all accounts. He treats his enemies with a lot of respect. He treats the troops under his command with a lot of respect as well. I'm sure there's some material out there. I don't know. I don't know where it's from, but he's not actually a Transformer. It turns out he's some celestial entity, some sort of metaphysical entity linked to Primus, who is getting engaged in the war for his own reasons. I don't know, I haven't read it, but basically a noble Predacon, and I'm sure he dies, actually. I'm sure in the same story he dies fighting Shockeract, who is the big bad guy that he leads the Predacons against in the particular future that he comes from. Now, let's see if I can get him off of his this packaging here. I very rarely open this guy. I hardly ever touch him, to be honest. I keep him in his packaging because, as I say, he was expensive. But there he is in his beautiful, beautiful Scorpion mode. Anyone who's seen my my video review of Double Punch, who is another repaint of Beast Wars Scorponok, will know what this guy is like. He's kind of weird because he's not really a realistic rendition of a Scorpion. He is a very cartoonish, exaggerated version of a Scorpion, which is fine. You know, I've got no real particular issue with that. He looks good. He looks really, really cool. He's got all the same gimmicks, but he has this beautiful desert-like color scheme, which I think is stunning. This is along with Double Punch, and I don't have the original Scorponok, unfortunately, from Beast Wars. I've got G1 Scorponok, but I don't have Beast Wars Scorponok, and I would love to have that, because that would make this collection complete. But it's one of my favourite Transformers molds, full stop. It's big, it's beautifully detailed, all of the gimmicks are fine. I mean, he fires missiles out of that claw, and this claw transforms into a Cyber Bee, just like Double Punch and Scorponok. It's really quite pretty, very big and very beautiful. I love it. But the bot mode is even better. It's a bit tricky, actually, because you've got to... It's exactly the same transformation as Scorponok and Double Punch. You have to invert the Scorpion. It's very, very weird to pull off. Now, the difficult bit is this bit. It's getting the damn head out of the tail. Come out, you bastard. I don't want to handle it too roughly, this guy. It's like Double Punch. He was reasonably expensive, not as expensive as Double Punch, because this guy is not half as rare as Double Punch. Double Punch is well, I've only ever seen him for sale on eBay once, and that was the time I bought him. And at that point, was he expensive? Yes, he bloody well was. He remains my most expensive Transformer. In fact, he cost more than this guy and the guy I bought with him combined, which is interesting, and it's bizarre considering I was on far less money back then than I am now. I don't know how I managed that. Anywho, this is Beast Wars Sandstorm. He is stunningly beautiful. The only thing I think that could improve this mold is if please, BotCon, whoever organises BotCon out there, please do it. I would love to see this mold in Generation 1 Scorponok colours. That would just make my day. I would just love you forever and ever and ever and ever if that were to come to be. Anyway, there is Scorponok in his beautiful robot mode. The robot mode is just stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. Simple transformation, very intuitive for a Beast Wars toy. Very, very easy to get to grips with, if you'll pardon the pun. But utterly, utterly beautiful. And this colour scheme is the best, I think. I think it just does something. it does something for this mold that enhances it. It looks like it's the colours that you find on a generally real Scorpion, apart from the bright orange. Obviously, the colours are generally organic, which I rather like. He also has this thing going on. This is his battle helmet, and the battle helmet splits in half to reveal his real head, which is quite reminiscent of G1 Scorponok, actually, or rather of how G1 Scorponok appeared in media. It's got that sort of eye visor across it, and that's very beautiful too. So what you get in Sandstorm here is a really bizarre and interesting character, an oddity which I like about Transformers very, very much, and a beautiful toy to boot. I mean, it's everything I want from a Transformer. Also, the plastic of this guy is much better than the plastic of most Transformers. It's really, really good, and a million miles away from the plastic we're getting now, I can tell you that. Utterly beautiful toy. I really can't recommend it highly enough. If you do see it, go and get it. I mean, the price of him varies. You can find him on eBay quite a lot, and it varies. I mean, I got him for Ray for, I think it was a really stupid price. Really, it was for a song. It was about. It wasn't much. It wasn't much for considering how much this guy goes for. But when I got this guy at Auto Assembly, he was quite expensive. But I got with him. Hang on there. I'm not getting this guy out of his package, by the way, because this is the rarer of the two. In fact, this is even rarer than Double Punch. This thing. Oh, hang on. This is what I got with him. The box is a little bit scuffed, but that doesn't particularly matter. This is what's his name? Windraiser. Windraiser. This thing is hen's teeth. It's very, very, very rare. He's not coming out of his box. It's very rare I do that with Transformers, but this guy, he is so rare, the packaging is so rare that no, he's staying in there for a good long while. So yeah, there's him. But yeah, that's Sandstorm. He's absolutely beautiful. And actually, wait one more second, and I'll see if I can find Double Punch to compare him with. Yes. I mean, this actually, looking at this is bloody beautiful too. It's just a gorgeous, generally gorgeous toy, this thing. There's Double Punch, who is the clear red plastic version. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, there's Sandstorm. Gorgeous toys. I love these guys. I really like the Beast Wars toys in general for various reasons, but I now need to get a hold of Scorponok, of course, which is quite tricky actually. He's quite difficult to get these days. But I will pick him up reasonably soon, and then I will have the lot. But as long as Hasbro keep doing recolors of this guy, and as long as the plastic quality remains as consistent as it is, I'll buy them. I will buy this guy. Very, very happily. It's a beauty of a toy. Absolutely beautiful. Right, there we go. That's the first Transformers review for yonks. Long time. Quite enjoyed it though. Hope you did too. I'll see you soon. I will keep details abreast on Strange Playgrounds. Please go visit the competition page down there. And if you've got anything to contribute, please do. Please feel free. Either do it via the competition page or message me here on YouTube, and I will get back to you.